Okay, welcome to my first ever screencast. In this video, I'm going to show you how I manage my dotfiles with GitHub. It's a setup that's worked well for me for a number of months now, so let's take a look at how to put it together. I'm just starting in my home repository here. You can see just cd tilde. And I'm going to start by creating a bare Git repository. So I'll just go git initialize bare and home, and I'm going to call mine dotfiles2 just because I already have dotfiles set up, but you can call it whatever you like really. It can be config, myconf, my.files, Elliot's dotfiles, whatever you fancy. So as I say, I already have dotfiles already set up on this machine, which is what I use in my day-to-day. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go dotfiles2. And as you can see, that's created an empty Git repo. So bare repositories are interesting in that you don't work with them the same way as you would with just a standard Git init. So to avoid having to type out a whole lot of instructions every time I want to work with my dotfiles, I'm just going to create an alias. I'm using ZSH here. If you're using bash, then you would add this in your bash RC rather than your ZSH RC. But as I say, I'm in ZSH, so I'm just going to open my ZSH RC here. Okay, so in my config file, I have a section for aliases down here. If you don't have one, then this can go anywhere in the file really, but I'm just going to add mine down here. So alias dot files, and it's user and the git directory is home, and as we said before, in my case, dotfiles, and for the purposes of this video, I went with dotfiles2. So I'm just going to go with that again and again, where I have dotfiles2 here. If you used myconf or config files or whatever it was, you would just put that in there. So then I just add the work tree, which is just my home. Okay, so we have that, save and quit out of that, and we'll just source the config file so we can use that alias without having to restart the terminal. So I'll just go source and ZSHRC. Again, if you edited your bash RC with the alias, then just source your bash RC instead of ZSHRC. Okay, the next thing we want to do is, well, first we'll check that this is actually working. So if you just go .files here, you can see that all the usual Git info you would expect pops up. So that's good. And we just want to make sure that when we check the status for our dotfiles, our whole home folder doesn't get listed, because we obviously don't want to add everything on our home folder to our dotfiles directory. So to do that, we can just go dotfiles config and status show untracked files, and just set that to no. Okay, So now we have all that set up, we can go about adding some files to our dotfiles repo. So I'll start with, say, dotfiles add, start my vimrc maybe, and then I'll just add my zshrc, maybe my git config, and if I just go .file status, then you can see we have 3 new files, and our whole home folder hasn't been listed because we set show on tracked files to false. So next thing we'll want to do is create a GitHub or Bitbucket directory, repo, sorry, for our dotfiles. So I'll just go, I already have the new repository page open here. So I'll just go .files2 again, as I already have a .files repo. I'll just go Elliot's .files, and I'll just make it private for this, and create repository. And just the usual, we already have an existing repository, and we just want to push this to GitHub. So you can skip the git portion of this copy and paste and just go remote, because we don't actually want, well, we want to target our .files, which is a bare folder rather than a regular git folder. So .files, remote at origin, and then again, we've added our files. I should probably commit them. So .files, commit, and I don't know, initial commit. And with those committed, we can just go .files push the origin to the master branch, and we're good to go. Good stuff. That is pushed up. So if I just refresh this, our .files2 repo now has the 3 files we added. So if you then want to keep this in sync with multiple machines, instead of creating a new repository, you would go, let's clear this, you'd obviously cd into your home folder, and then you can just go git clone bare, and just pull in this, and then from there, again, you would want to set show on tracked files to no, and because we've synced our ZSHRC, so the alias is in there, and you're pretty much good to go. So yeah, thank you for watching this first screencast. I expect it'll I expect they'll get better with time. It's a bit choppy to start with, but I will see you in a future video, and have a good day, evening, morning, whatever time it is where you are. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.